Well, good morning from the tunnel. Short video about our sludge process that we just start all the way at the very top, and we'll start working our way through. Side note, might be interesting.
Several 50-degree days. Our south tank still does have ice in it. We have some pretty aggressive mixing going on.
Still won't melt it. All right, these seem to be the spares that were identified that Tricon provided. And you get the seals, submersible pump parts. Those seem to be supplied. Kind of as we walk through this area, you can see that it is rainy out this morning. We do have water that is it's probably coming down the inside of that pipe rep, so I'm guessing the roof penetration still has a little bit of a leak to it. That control panel is labeled. Neither one of the vents are. We'll make our way around to water heater area. I don't know if the vents need labeled, but that vent's not labeled, but there is no leak there. Come around to the water heater. Piping is labeled. The water heater, that water has been dripping, so that roof penetration is leaking. This one doesn't appear to be. Air handling unit doesn't appear to have a label. Control side, nothing there. Probably just general cleanup. Pause and start heading downstairs. Pick up midway downstairs. Got piping with some labels. We got our sludge feed lines, but it doesn't look like the overflow is labeled up here at all. Piping's labeled there. We got here's the control panel. They have a light here. We just have it pulled out for the emergency. We kind of go through our screens, take off the flash, screen navigation, so we're on our overview. We can control our, get that a little further back here, feed controls, mixer controls, thickener, flow totals. Next page. Run times. Anyway, that's the control screen. Control panel. It seems to be labeled. Like I said, we pulled the light because we needed a Cat 5 connection for our thing. MCC is labeled. Small breaker panel. See the paper label. I don't have any tools, otherwise I'd open up the 480. A few spares. I'm wondering if that shouldn't have a real label rather than just a sticker. Around the corner, here's our grounding. And it is labeled. thermostat. I don't know if that's labeled proper or not. Our sink, we ended up pulling the towel dispenser and putting our own on so that we didn't have to buy new paper towels. Shower, our little heater, our bench, locker, toilets. If anyone's used lockers yet. You have those water lines are labeled. Move into the press room. So before we head into the press room, I don't know if my guys moved this but there is no fire extinguisher there. I don't know if it's supposed to be mounted or if that sign's supposed to be somewhere else. It's like our vent pipe here. I think that's a vent pipe. It's not leaking, but it's not labeled, either one of them. So we'll move into our press room. This is south wall looking towards the river. Disconnect here for whatever 3210 is. Looks to be like it's the overhead crane. Lights work. Looks like the Micronics press has been working good. It doesn't have a label on the control panel for what it is. Looks like piping never got finished painted to that hose bib. I don't know how tap water could be non-potable water, but it seems off to me. Painting there. The vent pipe here is leaking. It's mainly switched to snow. It stopped snowing, so it's kind of slowed down. I got a picture from earlier. I don't know if any of that's supposed to be labeled or not. Our pipe. I don't remember if this was supposed to have a pressure gauge on it by plans or not. We had one there for a while, but they moved it back down to a pump. So, and as you can see, there's no real labeling on the back side. Well, there's one. There's one label. I will say that core blow, cake blow. That's good, but the filtrate stuff is labeled. Oh, thicken, sludge, transfer, and filter press influent. Seems right. Got a compressed air. We go onto the west wall here. There's our thermostat for that hanging unit. It does not appear that there's any leak. That should be good. We do have a fire extinguisher below a fire extinguisher sign. That's good. West wall piping never did get finished painted. That seems to walk out on us a little bit. So core wash water, that's labeled properly. No sign. I don't know if the arc flash is properly labeled there or not. Take a look at some of the water piping. It's not blue that feeds it, nor is it labeled, but this is the water pipe that feeds that. It's copper, so if it had a label, that'd be fine. There's compressed air. That is labeled probably. There was a leak in there. Wingers came in and we gave them a couple valves rather than fixing the exact leak that was there. I don't know if that's still leaking. Put some water on it. Doesn't appear to be leaking anymore. We'll continue around, up manual, down thermostat. So some labels. There is a fire extinguisher below the fire extinguisher sign. Light switches work. Light switch works. This does appear to be labeled. Little heater. This door has its labels on it. That door has its labels. I don't know if this one is required to or not, but I don't believe this one has no labels on that one. Goes into the control room down here. We can check this one. I don't think it was required to, but I will check these from the hallway. Those still have all their labels. It's good. So that roof penetration seems to be good. No labeling on the gas pipe. It is red, but I don't know if it's supposed to be labeled or not, but nothing there. Got our wall penetration for the fans here. This was existing, so they didn't really do much in here at all. I don't know if they needed to do this control panel because that's where they took the networking cable to. This exhaust fan, looks like that stuff is labeled. Make our way down. All right, here's the old MCC. Still got the original MCC1 label on it. Control panel. Doesn't have a label on it, and I don't know how much work they did in there. Reset that. We got the cloth wash disconnect. Cloth washer. Looks like we got. Need to check the oil on that. Looks like we got a pretty good oil leak on that somewhere, so I don't know if that'll be a warranty item, but pretty good oil leak. There's the wire for that. Let's see. Don't know if that was super duper awesome, if that's what we had intended or not. We have good put those. That's the piping to the original. Doesn't look like the small piping has a compressed air, and doesn't look like the blue water line to there has anything, and drain's not labeled, but make our way out to the old tank. Wasn't an excessive amount of work out here, but they did add the proximity so that we could tell the tank where to stop turning. There's our target. That's our wire connection. Should be okay. Let's see. And disconnect. It's that. And that's the splash pad they came up with for the overflow. It looks like it's not set level. That probably needs to go back up. That. Yeah. Got a bit of a wet area here. This is originally supposed to make it to that drain. Grading isn't the best. It's going into the building there rather than making it to that area drain. So this area here needs cleaned up a little. Outside. That's labeled. A little bit soft underneath all of this. Overflow pipe here's froze up today anyway. Got a little spot of standing, but better than insulation's there, but didn't keep it from freezing. Okay, we're in the new clarifier. Got it running. See all the way to the bottom. There's the new gearbox. It's good there. See our froze up. Overflow. I think we'll have to have them check that valve. If we're supposed to have all this daylight around here, why not? Review the spec on that. Light works. See this lock or this key? This keyed lock. I don't think I have any keys for that tank, so just need to identify where those are at. Kind of a general overview from out here. Fencing seems to be complete. Of course, snow is kind of covering. I think we got sock right there. Dirt work's done. Looks like still got some tubes stuck where they did the leaking on the joints. Kind of a wet day to see if there's anything there, but the tank's filled full of water, so we'll keep an eye on that. Back inside the original building. I don't know if the natural gas has got to be labeled, but it's red, but nothing there. Underneath the stairs here, got kick blow, but I don't know what this pipe is. It's not labeled. I assume it's filtrate. But there's no labeling on it. Got some spare paint down here. Those pipes between buildings, I think, are supposed to be labeled. And none of those pipes in the old truck bay. None of those appear to be labeled for the feed either. Don't know if that should have been filled. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's painted all the way when you got raw concrete, so might be just a little touch-up area. Heater kicked on, that works. Looking outside the building, our green light might need a little work. Doesn't seem like it's always green. Transformers got bollards around it. It's fairly well protected back there. Utility disconnect. It's better than utility. And this one. And our truck bay. It's a heat unit down here. That pipe got labeled. We got compressed air, core wash. The drain lines. We did put back in P-traps. There's the thermostat. Have any of our press feed or drain lines. None of those appear to be labeled. Nor does the tap water. Looks like we got insulation. I don't know if that should have been finished all the way to the ceiling. Probably. That one was. And it's teed and that's all the way up. We got painting around our joints. Probably needs touched up and done. Check labels for the door. I don't know if that should have some sort of label telling you it's for the drugstore opener. Our fire labels. Just like that. Got that. Good to go there. I got a thermostat here in the south wall. I assume this black one's our vent. Water labels. I think these have been identified on the punch list. Those were actually the bolts that came with this. Wingers didn't put those in. I do think Keith identified them to be changed out. It's not a hill to die on for me. So we got a neck from the pump install. I don't know if that should be touched up. Looking at this pump, we do have a valve on that. Valve tag on that. That's our pig loading station. Come around and check up. Second sludge transfer pump also. Once again, these pumps were identified, but they came with, that was what actually came with them. This. I really think that rather than just hanging on there, these should have been attached somehow. They're going to get lost otherwise. Does appear that pump 1 developing a leak. Should probably be in that warranty period. Looks like we got valve there. This one, I don't see a valve label on it. Like I said, those should be attached rather than something easy just to disappear. Pumped our existing sludge press. Seems to be holding up okay. These got labels. Those don't. Label there. Dismantling joint. Well, there's a valve label, but let's see. And it does look like they did replace these. They got one of those replaced, so I guess if we replaced them, we might as well get them all. Manway entry. There was something on the screen about that getting touched up. Backflow preventer. Got some valve tags on there. Drain lines. Looks like we still have some pipe penetrations through the wall there that need some touch-up paint. There we got our thermostat. Exterior door. We'll move into our meter. We got a labeled machine tag on them. And that's the pump room. I don't know if we ought to talk about that. It does appear that there's some pretty excessive discoloring around that penetration. I don't know if there's a joint in there that's leaking, but we might want to visit about that. Looks like there's another pipe penetration there. It's on the south side here, so probably needs addressed. And yeah, that's kind of the quick walkthrough.